Seemed like I haven't had a victory in a little while now. You know, it's as long as I ever went without a W. So I'm just looking to go in there and win.
Devin Haney is training relentlessly for his comeback fight against Jose Ramirez, vowing to showcase a stronger version of himself and also to take his revenge against Ryan Garcia in their anticipated rematch.
Devin the villain, can you please talk about that?
Because I always was a villain, but then I was like the good guy, villain. But I always wanted to be the villain anyways, because it's easier being a villain, and it pays being a villain, so I'm okay with being a villain.
Hey, why do you think, does that bother you that they're booing you, and this is the guy that's supposed to be the bad guy, this is the guy?
Because they know it's bullshit. Everybody knows it's bullshit. That's why they're booing it.
I've always been a bad guy. I'm cool with it. Tune in May 2nd.
You know, I'm really focused on just whooping Devin Haney's ass again. That's all I'm really worried about. So, just to not even redeem myself, but just admit that.
Haney is stepping back into the boxing ring with a renewed sense of purpose. After a turbulent and controversial fight with Ryan Garcia in April 2024, where Haney suffered 3 knockdowns before the fight was ruled a no contest following Garcia's positive drug test, the undefeated fighter is eager to redeem himself. His upcoming fight against Jose Ramirez is seen as a critical test in proving that he's emerged from his previous setbacks stronger, better, and more focused than ever before. Haney's intentions are clear. He wants to show the world the true extent of his development as a fighter, one who has grown and refined his skills behind closed doors in preparation for this very moment.
They're thinking after that fight with Ryan Garcia, you may not be the same fighter you were that night. Are you going to be a different version of Devin Haney?
Yeah, a better version, inshallah. You know, I've been in the gym working quietly behind the scenes ever since the Ryan fight, just getting better, perfecting my craft, and you guys are gonna see an even better, new and improved version of Devin Haney.
Haney has been working tirelessly in the gym since the controversial end to his fight with Garcia. He's adamant that fans will witness a more polished, dynamic version of himself when he faces Ramirez in New York's Times Square. Despite the shadow of his previous defeat hanging over him, Haney is unshaken in his belief that the struggles he faced in the Garcia fight have only made him a better fighter. The road to redemption isn't just about overcoming Ramirez, but also setting the stage for a rematch with Garcia, a fight that boxing fans are eagerly anticipating. However, Haney isn't looking beyond Ramirez just yet. He knows that the tough, seasoned Ramirez presents a significant challenge in his welterweight debut.
So I wanted to rest and recover, and I wanted to come back when I felt it was the right time. But when I came back, I wanted to fight the best fighters in the world. I didn't want to just face any regular Joe Blow. I wanted to fight a 2-time world champion like Jose Ramirez, and that's why we picked him.
Ramirez is determined to prove himself as a formidable force in the 147-pound division. After a narrow loss to Arnold Barboza in late 2024, Ramirez has been reinvigorated by the challenge of moving up in weight. This fight with Haney represents not only a chance for redemption after the Barboza loss, but also an opportunity to solidify his place as a true contender in the welterweight division. The focus for Ramirez is clear. He wants to make a statement, irrespective of the drama that surrounds the fight. While Haney's chin has been a topic of discussion, largely thanks to Garcia's success against him, Ramirez insists that his main concern is perfecting his own game, not worrying about what happened in Haney's previous bouts.
Yeah, man, I'm pushing myself, you know, a lot in the gym. You know, training has been very, very good so far. You know, I've been feeling happy, excited, and regardless of what Devin Haney has been through in his past, and regardless of what I've been through my past, you know, that's all left behind me. You know, and my goal is to get ready and prepare myself for the best version of Devin Haney, and I'm excited to show the best version of myself.
Despite the back and forth between Haney and Garcia, which has fueled much of the anticipation for the upcoming rematch, Ramirez seems to be largely unaffected by the rivalry. He's focused on his own preparation and what he can do to impose his strength and skills on Haney. The trash talk and antics surrounding the press events might grab attention, but Ramirez is not one to get caught up in the drama. Instead, he'll let his actions in the ring speak for themselves.
He's a great fighter. Everyone in this card is a great fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he has a great jab. You know, He moves well on his feet. But sometimes, you know, the biggest mistake that he does is sometimes he relies so much on the shoulder roll and wants to stay there, you know, and he gets touched. You know, I don't think he's mastered that shoulder roll defense like Mayweather, like other fighters have, you know. So I feel like he's, you know, you could touch him, you know. But hey, we'll see May 2nd. You know, there's part about being a great fighter is learning how to adapt.
On the other hand, Haney's father and trainer, Bill Haney, has been vocal about his frustrations with the promotion and how Devin's talents have been portrayed by certain members of the boxing media. Bill has made it clear that he believes Devin is ready to prove that he is not just an undisputed champion, but a fighter who has evolved significantly since his last fight. He feels that the promotion of the fight, particularly the way certain individuals have treated his son, has been far from fair. He points to the way Devin's chin was questioned in the wake of his struggles against Garcia, dismissing it as unfair and misguided. Bill believes Devin's resilience and focus are his greatest assets, and he's ready for Devin to put on a dominant performance against Ramirez.
A press conference that Todd Grissom was one-sided, and he didn't describe Devin the way that he was supposed to describe him, as the youngest undisputed champion, and with the legacy, number 9 on the pound-for-pound list, with not only just, he has a granite chin. Have you seen anyone get up from a Ryan Garcia left hook 3 times off the canvas? And that Todd Grissom had to ask about his chin, question his chin. He was everything wrong at the press conference. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to not get the voice that's really going to tell the real in Devin's corner. They want to separate it, and they want to try to destroy the brand, and it's not going to work. May 2nd, Devin is going to put belt to ass to Jose Ramirez, and I guarantee you that.
Despite the noise surrounding the promotion, Bill remains focused on the task at hand. He's confident that Devin's work behind the scenes will be evident when the fight takes place, and he fully expects his son to handle the challenge presented by Ramirez with the skill and precision that has made him one of the top fighters in the world. For Bill, this fight is about much more than just a win. It's about showing the world the true potential of his son and proving that Devin is not a fighter to be underestimated.
You don't become the youngest undisputed champion in boxing without saying focus. He's been focused. It took some while, it took a little bit of time to clean up the division. That he did. Moving up to 140 was just a pit stop. We're on our way to 147. You're gonna see a stronger, faster, more determined Devin Haney.
Oscar De La Hoya shared his thoughts on Devin Haney's decision to take on Jose Ramirez before pursuing a rematch with Ryan Garcia, viewing it as a calculated move rather than an avoidance of their highly anticipated second bout. From a promoter's standpoint, De La Hoya highlighted that it is rare for a fighter to immediately step back into the ring against the same opponent after suffering a knockout. Instead, fighters typically opt for an interim bout to regain confidence and assess their conditioning. He suggested that Haney's choice to face a seasoned opponent like Ramirez was a way to test himself, ensuring he was physically and mentally prepared for another high-stakes showdown with Garcia. He said Devin Haney doesn't want to come back against Ryan Garcia after getting knocked out. It's just not in the manual book of promoting fights. Or, you know, it's not in the fighter's manual book where after you get knocked out, you fight the same guy again. Like, you have to have an in-between fight to get your confidence back. For Devin to make sure that he's okay, because what if Ramirez pops him with a shot and he wobbles and he gets knocked out? That can happen. So I think that Devin wanted to test the waters against Ramirez. Beyond Haney's fight, De La Hoya expressed confidence in Garcia's ability to return to the spotlight. He underscored Garcia's significance to the boxing world, portraying him as a pivotal figure in the sport's future. Garcia's return to action, particularly after a turbulent year, is not just important for his career, but for boxing as a whole. De La Hoya believes that his upcoming fight against Rolly Romero will be an exciting and meaningful event, signaling a fresh chapter for Garcia while energizing the sport and its fan base.
And I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him because, you know, it's not easy being a champion, not easy being a fighter at this caliber, carrying the sport of boxing on his back. It's a lot of pressure. So the fact that Ryan Garcia's back, he's subdued a bit, but I like that because, man, once he comes out May 2nd, we're going to see a beast.
The rivalry between Garcia and Haney has only intensified, and at the recent Fatal Fury press event, the two former and future opponents exchanged heated words. Garcia, fresh off his suspension for testing positive for a banned substance, was quick to target Haney, calling attention to their past encounter and the controversy surrounding the no contest decision. Haney, undeterred, continually referenced Garcia's drug test, implying that it was the only reason Garcia had managed to land those knockdowns in their previous bout.
You know, I'm really focused on just whooping Devin Haney's ass again. That's all I'm really worried about. So, just to not even redeem myself, but cement that off-stream bullshit. You know, what you probably did set up. We know you did that. Where's your little brother? Is your brother in the house? Because your brother knew before everybody else, and you don't answer that question.
My little brother right there.
Okay, so how do you know before everybody else? You know, corruption at its finest. Corruption at its finest. They couldn't take the loss. What's up, man? I know y'all see you. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what you're doing with your hands, buddy. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna look past Broly. Hey, that Osprey don't help you block a left hook, bro. You got hit like 1,000 times.
As the press conference continued, the energy around the fight only grew. Haney's return to the ring is poised to be one of the most talked about events of 2025. If he can navigate his bout with Ramirez and come out on top, he will undoubtedly set the stage for an even bigger showdown with Garcia later in the year. Both fighters have a lot to prove, and the boxing world is watching closely, eager to see how the drama plays out inside the ring. For now, Haney's focus is on Ramirez, and he's aware that this fight will be anything but easy. While many have already started looking ahead to a potential rematch with Garcia, Haney knows that he can't afford to overlook Ramirez. A loss would put a serious dent in his plans, and leave many questioning whether he can ever reach the heights he once seemed destined for. A victory, however, would further solidify Haney's status as one of the top boxers in the world, and set him up for a huge showdown with Garcia later in the year.
Everyone knows that they want to see the fight. I had to put the pen and paper on the golden Dauphins. I had to put it on them to make the fight happen, because they were very vocal about not making the fight happen. They said the fans didn't want to see it, and clearly everyone knows they want to see it. So I put the pen in the paper, went legal on them, and tied the shit up. But it wasn't about necessarily the lawsuit. It was about justice. It was about bringing the fans a fair fight. And we'll see if Ryan Garcia will keep it clean, keep his nose clean, and give the people what they want.
Meanwhile, Ramirez, determined to make his own statement, will be looking to prove that he's more than just a stepping stone for Haney's comeback. He's motivated by the chance to finally put himself on the map as one of the top fighters in the welterweight division, and he's fully aware that beating a fighter like Haney could be the catalyst for even bigger opportunities down the line. While Ramirez has made it clear that he's not overly concerned with Haney's past struggles, he's also not blind to the fact that Haney's mental and physical state might be fragile coming off such a tumultuous fight. But Ramirez isn't in the business of making excuses. If he wins, he'll do it on his terms, proving once and for all that he belongs at the top of the sport.
You know, you expect a high quality fighting match, you know, and my job, man, is just to find whatever I need to win, because May 2nd I will win.
And I think it's safe to say you want the knockout, right? You don't want to take this to a decision. You want to test that chin.
Most definitely, you know, I want to make a statement. That's what I want to do.
Ramirez has more experience than Haney, and he knows the value of a win in a big venue like New York City. Ramirez has been vocal in his belief that he can expose any weaknesses in Haney's game, particularly his chin, after the boxer's struggles against Garcia. As for Garcia, he's ready to make his own return to the ring. After serving a year-long suspension for failing 2 pre-fight drug tests for Ostarine, Garcia will face Rolly Romero in the main event on the same card as Haney's fight. Garcia has never been one to shy away from bold statements, and this fight is no exception. He is focused on proving that his win over Haney was no fluke, despite the controversy surrounding the fight's outcome.
Corruption at its finest. They couldn't take the loss. What's up, man? I know you see you. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what you're doing with your hands, buddy. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna look past Broly. Hey, that Osprey don't help you block the left hook, bro. You got hit like 1,000 times. You got dribbled off the canvas. You know nothing was taken. You know damn well. You know damn well. You not use drugs. You not use. Okay, hey. He had that in his back pocket the whole time.
Looking ahead to his comeback fight against Raleigh, Garcia remains focused on proving his worth in the ring and setting up a rematch with Haney. Despite the controversy, Garcia is confident that he will defeat Raleigh and in turn solidify a future clash with Haney. He has made it clear that he's determined to whoop Haney's ass again and put to rest any doubts about his victory. His goal is not just to redeem himself, but to cement his legacy, putting the Ostarine issue behind him for good. Garcia also made it clear that his approach to the fight would be different from before, aiming to be more of a pure boxer than just relying on his left hook.
If I get him out there in 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter to me. For me, it's just feeling sharp in camp, feeling sharp going to the ring, confident, and give everybody what they really want, which is that Devin Haney rematch.
Meanwhile, Raleigh seems to be taking a more laid-back approach to his fight against Garcia. While the two have history from a sparring session years ago, Raleigh has made it clear that he is not intimidated by Garcia's bravado or reputation. He doesn't seem particularly interested in engaging in the pre-fight banter or trash talk that has become synonymous with Garcia's career. Still, he has made it clear that he is prepared to give Garcia a tough fight and isn't taking him lightly. For Raleigh, it's an opportunity to reassert himself after suffering 2 losses in his last 4 fights, one of them coming from Gervonta Tank Davis in 2022. Despite his losses, Raleigh remains confident in his ability to take on Garcia and come out victorious.
Now, everyone's talking about Ryan versus Devin rematch, but on the flip side, man, you can literally play spoiler and mess all of that up. Do you kind of feel like disrespected that people are talking about that right now and kind of maybe overlooking this fight with you and Ryan?
I don't care. They could rematch after me. I'll beat the shit out of Ryan and they could rematch. It's okay. I mean, Devin already got his ass beating, so Ryan gets his. Now they should be a little bit more, they should feel a little bit better.
As for Garcia's comments about Gervonta Davis and Haney, the fighter was surprisingly candid. Despite Davis giving him a much tougher fight, Garcia credits Haney's punches as being the ones that caught his attention more. According to Garcia, Haney's punches, particularly his counter shots, were more difficult to deal with than Davis's bombs. Garcia has pointed out that when he fought Davis, he was in a weakened state and believes that had he been in better shape, the outcome would have been different. He also boldly stated that he would beat Davis worse than he had beaten Haney, claiming that Davis didn't pose a real challenge in their bout.
I mean, if he be able to slip the hook, he could be able to go ahead and...
So you're not buying the PED stuff? You think that was a legit?
Come on, bro. I think he used something to lose weight.
Do you think Ryan was better versus you than against
Yeah, for sure, because he had to train. He didn't have to train for that. He didn't have... Look at his body. Look at his body versus when he fought me. And he told y'all he was drinking every night and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah. He was smoking and everything. Like, come on, bro. And Haney had him. In the first beginning of the fight, he had him. He just tried to press the issue and stay right there.
Do you hope that Haney wins though, just so you could get that fight with him and kind of like settle that, the history that you and he have though? Do you want that fight?
No lie, bro. Off of that situation, I really was happy that Brian whooped his ass because it's like, bro, they was like, his pops, oh my God. Crazy. I was happy. I think I broke the TV. I slapped it so hard when he got dropped. I slapped the TV.
You didn't put money in it? You didn't put money in that fight?
Nah, I didn't. I should have.
You should have, right?
Yeah, I should've.
You're going to put money this time around?
Nah. Because I ain't going to lie, bro. Nah, I don't want.
With the upcoming fight card in New York set to feature 2 of the biggest names in boxing today, the stakes could not be higher. For Haney, the night will be a chance to prove that he is more than just a former champion, but a fighter who has grown and learned from his setbacks. He wants to show the world that the loss to Garcia and everything surrounding it has only made him stronger and more focused. Meanwhile, Garcia will be looking to return to the ring with a vengeance, eager to put his suspension behind him and prove once again that he is one of the top fighters in the world. If both men win their respective fights against Ramirez and Raleigh, the stage will be set for a much anticipated rematch later in the year. So what are your thoughts about this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.